This is Dr. Calder Miller with Dr. Miller's Guide to Neurology, and today I'm going to talk about vitamins and how I feel about vitamins. And boy, there are people out there cringing right now. There's such a debate about whether people need vitamins or not. When I was in med school, I remember hearing a lecture about vitamin D and multivitamins, and they talked about multivitamins, how they were just worthless. We didn't need them. We just peed them out. We just don't need vitamins. And you just continue to hear this all the time. There was a huge article that was a summary article in one of the internal medicine journals, Annals of Internal Medicine, years ago, and it reviewed well north of 3,500 vitamin articles. And basically the articles just didn't show vitamins were useful. But the end point of almost all of these articles was heart disease. So vitamins were not shown to be any benefit to prevent heart disease. And a few of the articles, maybe 100 or so, did vitamins prevent stroke. And there's been numerous articles that have shown vitamins do not help prevent any severe chronic disease. There's not any severe chronic disease that's been shown to benefit. But there are not a lot of good articles that are randomized double-blinded articles that show that vitamins help for minor problems, because there's just no money. And I did a big search in the literature just about 3 months ago, and just couldn't really find anything but empiric articles because there's just no money. Drug companies aren't going to do any vitamin articles. You know, my history with vitamins, I remember when C. Everett Koop was the Surgeon General for the first President Bush, and he published a list of vitamins, and I just really thought what he said was very useful. He said they weren't harmless, they weren't harmful, and that's one thing about all this 3,733 articles, vitamin articles show they weren't harmful. And he made he was crucified for making these recommendations, and you could actually buy his vitamins. You know, he wasn't selling them, but the Home Shopping Network put them out, and you could buy them in little packages, and I bought them for years. I thought it was very, interesting. And then I went to a pain plenary meeting at Harvard about 15 years ago, and one of the doctors talked about vitamins, and it really was very logical, and I stuck with it. And I sort of looked at the vitamin profile of Dr. Koop and the Harvard protocol from that meeting, and I just started, using vitamins. Are vitamins harmful? These articles, thousands of them, did not show vitamins are harmful. But there are some that are harmful. Vitamin A really can affect your eyes, and you do not want to take vitamin A. You do not want to take high doses of vitamin E. There are a lot of articles that showed that vitamin E didn't really help dementia. We used to use it, twice a day in people with dementia. Beta carotene, there are articles that show high doses really hurt you, and nalidixic acid, which I've never used, never even seen a bottle of it. But those four you just don't want to take individually. A good multivitamin, it's just not going to hurt you. You're just going to pee it out if you don't need it. So what do I recommend? I don't know if I'm just wasting my money, but I've been taking vitamins for decades. I take a good multivitamin. I take L-methylfolate, 1,700 micrograms a day. Folic acid is in all the vitamins, but folic acid has to be broken down by 4 enzymes to become the active metabolite. L-methylfolate, which helps nerves, may help brain health. Huge talk years ago about L-methylfolate, maybe one of the medicine we use for Alzheimer's prevention. It just sort of died by the wayside. I can't really even find out why they quit talking about it. Vitamin D, oh my gosh, everybody cringes about vitamin D. I know myself, when I was D deficient, I was sort of a cynic about it. But when I got my vitamin D level over 50, my arthralgias and my allergies immediately became better. I've been on it for 15 years. Vitamin D levels over 50 are just not going to hurt you at all. People talk about, vitamin D is dangerous, get high levels. I mean, I don't know how you can get high levels. It's just very difficult to get your vitamin D levels up, much less get them up over 200 or over 100. I've never even seen anybody with a level over 100. A lot of insurance companies don't even pay for the lab for vitamin D anymore. But particularly if I was a person of color, a woman with a lot of makeup, anybody that lives north of longitude 30 or 40 with Splits, Alabama, I would, and you're feeling malaise and arthralgias and myalgias, get your D level over 50 and just see if you feel better. And it's an easy thing to do. Women, always, I love this because vitamin D level needs to be over 50. Your ferritin level needs to be over 50, which is your iron store. So if you're a menstruating woman, a problem with anemia, it's not going to hurt you. Get your vitamin D and your ferritin level over 50 and see if you feel better. Vitamin C, another big debate. I don't necessarily think you need to take more vitamin C than, what's in a multivitamin. And minerals, balanced minerals. When you talk to the real, people that hawk these vitamins and minerals, they make some comments that make some sense. Our soil is so depleted of all the minerals, just so depleted that you can eat all your vegetables and all that. You just can't get enough good balanced minerals. So I generally like to take a good multivitamin, L-methylfolate with vitamin D and some balanced minerals. And I do recommend that you see your doctor at least once a year, have your liver and kidney function checked, and talk to them. I think vitamins, the worst thing that I'm doing is just wasting about $30 dollars a month. Now, where do you buy vitamins? Health food stores have them. They're very expensive. Amazon's probably the cheapest way. I don't sell vitamins. I have no part of Life Extension. That's the company. It's a vegetarian company that I buy most of the vitamins from because they're very cost effective. So Life Extension on Amazon. So I don't know if I'm right or not. I don't know if C. Everett Koop was right or not. I don't know if this Harvard protocol from years ago was right. But I don't feel like I'm hurting myself by taking vitamins. Now, what about supplements? Oh my gosh, who knows about supplements? I know the FDA was talking about this, and they were kind of come out with a big summary on supplements. And back in like 2020 or 21, it's still not published. They just can't come up with it. And I think the problem is there's just no good studies, because generally when we try to study this kind of stuff, we try to give people a placebo and another group a supplement and then see who's better. And it's so expensive. Millions of dollars to do this kind of studies, and they're just not done. So I'd be real careful about supplements. Be real careful. I think there's some carcinogens in a lot of them. I'd just be real careful. So, I'd do one of two things. I wouldn't take any vitamins, or do like me and just take the basic, get good, American-made vitamins, and the ones that are not harmful, and waste your money. So that's my thought on vitamins. And there'll definitely be some criticism of that, but that's how I feel about vitamins. And I'm not going to change how I feel. So like my channel, subscribe, make any comments. Welcome your comments. More later.